Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls 3. We are now in the Untended Graves, which, if you look around, you should pick up on the fact that this is just a pitch-black version of the Cemetery of Ash. And over here we stumble across a bunch of Corvians. Stood around a Corvian storyteller, is what the big pyromancer is called. So until they sprout their wings and really start going at you hard relentlessly, they're for the most part non-hostile. In fact, the first ones that we came across back in the Road of Sacrifices, when we approached them, they would flail their weapons around, but way out of range. They were just trying to discourage you from getting close to them. And if you look at their item descriptions, they're kind of rare drops, the knife and the scythe. You learn that it's because they're afraid of you. At least the small ones, not the big storyteller, the pyromancer. They're afraid of you. They are unwanted, guided by the heretical storytellers. These ones, these motherfuckers. And they're just trying to intimidate you with their big weapons, with that big Corvian scythe and the great knife. Let's see. We get the Ashen Estus ring, which is a gray crystalline ring crafted from shards. Increases FP restored by Ashen Estus flask. Once a treasure brought before Lothric's queen, she had it enshrined in the Cemetery of Untended Graves, so that one day an unkindled might profit from its use. The Cemetery of Untended Graves, later to become known as the Cemetery of Ash. And that's where we got the Ashen Estus flask before. Now just a soul kind of tending over it. Oh, right, dogs! The intensity of everything around here is ramped up quite a bit, because this is an optional late-game hidden area. Oh, caught you. These are Cathedral Grave Wardens. In fact, all of the enemies from the original Cemetery of Ash are also Grave Wardens. Not sure if they're supposed to be connected to the other Grave Wardens from the previous games, but they share the title. These ones happen to be fucking nasty, too. They have these, They have some long, swinging combos that they can do. I think she was winding up for one of them. Also, these enemies have a 100% drop rate for large Titanite shards, if you, by chance, want to farm them. But then again, they're second-tier upgrade materials, and this is a late-game area. So by the time you get here in a normal playthrough, you should already be loaded up on large Titanite. So, a little bit more about the Corvians. Their sights, someone told me to check out the description if I got one to drop. I never did, but I did go to check the description out. Their scythes make reference to the Life Hunt scythe used by Priscilla, connecting the Corvians to the Crow people from the Painted World. And the storytellers are regarded as heretics because they go around telling people of the Painted World, which is also kind of fascinating because someone doesn't want people to know about the Painted World of Ariamus, and branded the Corvian storytellers as heretics because of it. I would like you to get up here or die. Worked out because I was afraid of going down into the pool because I didn't want the other two dogs joining in, but they didn't wake up. There are so many theories throwing everyone's lore ideas into disarray that emerge because of the Untended Graves being here. This might be the past, this might be the future, it might be a completely parallel, alternate, present version of the world in which the first flame finally just went out. Oh! That looks so cool. That looks so cool in pitch blackness. They look like fluorescent. And there are two of them now. Same spot we found the giant crystal lizard in the Cemetery of Ash, but now there are just 2 of them. And we successfully managed to aggro one, but not the other, which is exactly what I wanted. Oh, hey, camera. Regardless, the cemetery, or the Untended Graves appears to be a place in which the first flame was snuffed out, and darkness took over completely. And the thing about people not being sure about whether or not this is the past, parallel, present, or future, there's a little bit of evidence to support each of those theories, so it's not terribly clear. What I'm hooked on, though, is how the Untended Graves physically link up with the rest of the world. You can just run here from any point, but the regular Firelink Shrine hub is cut off, and you have to teleport from there to Lothric. So between the two cemeteries of Ash, or Firelink Shrines, this is the one physically connected with the world, with the rest of the world that links up. I just need one more poke. 2 Titanite scales each. Also, I got this tip from Fallen Angel that if you're holding the torch in your left hand and you hit R1, it raises the torch up and you get a little bit more illumination out of it. So thank you, Fallen Angel. Souls games are full of hidden mechanics and details like that. Oh, speaking of comments, I remember earlier episodes, a lot of people were getting annoyed by the S-Stock's description talking about it having a slashing edge, because the S-Stock literally means thrust. Like, that's all it's supposed to be good for. Daughter of Crystal... Oh, I don't want to push her off the cliff. Ooh, she's doing damage through my shield. Oh, right, I think she's using the Crystal Sage's rapier. So it's got a little bit of magic damage on it. She tried to parry me as I was rolling away. Ah, man, it's my least favorite spell in all of Souls. It makes you afraid to go in, because as soon as you start going in, it just triggers. Oh, what? No backstab. Come on. Oh, she's got this shit, too. It's like Doom's hidden missiles. Again, it stops you from going in, which is the shitty part. She's putting up more of a fight than I expected. Daughter of Crystal Cremilled. I think that should be right, because IE is supposed to... It's never say die, right? Is the rule with the pronunciation of that. Holy shit! Oh, she's gonna kill me! Oh, she's gonna kill me for sure. Just keep her name in mind. Remember her name. Oh god. Also, I think she's using the Firekeeper set, which may or may not be significant. I have nothing to say about that. That went horribly. It's not a long run back, but for fuck's sake. I lost all my souls because I tried to run past the 2 Cathedral Grave Wardens, and they followed me further than I expected them to. And, oh, come on, come on, come on. Come on! At least she didn't riposte me. God, she had invincibility frames from, just being summoned into the world, or invading. Trying not to push her off the cliff. Yeah, I tried to run past the 2 Grave Wardens. They're a lot tougher than I gave them credit for, and they followed me to the daughter here. So they killed me, I lost my souls. Bah. Okay, no. Off the cliff you go. You don't chug-a-lug. Not right in my face like that. No. I was trying to avoid it. I gave her several chances to just fight me legit. I gave her chances. One of the key differences in the geometry here between this and the Cemetery of Ash is that there's no bonfire here. There's no bonfire like there was before you fight Udex Gundyr. Also, no item that you have to jump to, but there is a Grave Warden right near the drop. And a Hidden Blessing, which is the focus point or mana version of a Divine Blessing that restores all of your HP. Oh, are you still... Oh, no, there's a fire crossbow guy down there. Whoop. Holy Water blessed by the Queen of Lothric fully restores FP. There is a grave in Lothric that sees no visitors, a dark place where rootless warriors rest. The Queen of Lothric alone cared to wish the poor souls good fortune. A grave in Lothric that sees no visitors, that the Queen visited frequently. I think that is important for a theory that I'm going to expound upon later. Also, the identity of the Queen of Lothric is kind of important. I think most signs point to the Queen possibly being Guinevere. Not just a descendant of Guinevere, like we saw with the Dancers set, but Guinevere herself. I think that's one pretty well-supported theory, but there are others that we'll come to see. I think as early as when we get to the Cathedral of the Deep, which is not going to be far from now. There are a couple of different possible candidates. And I have a feeling that the 2 DLCs that are coming for Dark Souls 3 are probably going to expand upon how time and space work in this particular entry in the series, and the identity of the Queen. I think those are 2 things that are probably going to get fleshed out. There's that old line, time is convoluted in Lordran, or the flow of time is convoluted. And the Souls games have always kind of been a little bit hinky with time. Also, you can summon the Uchigatana Master for this upcoming fight. Not only time, but space is also a little bit distorted in this one. Champion Gundyr. Champion. Champion is an important title, because what are we referred to? The Champion of Ash. Kind of implies Gundyr... Whoa! Gundyr. Was himself a Champion of Ash. Before, or maybe after, being a judge, impaled with a bonfire coiled sword, was unkindled like us. Oh, that's new. He flings debris at you. Oh, man. I like this setting even more for the Gundyr fight, with the pitch black all around, because everything in his arena contrasts more. It just highlights everything. It's so beautiful. Also, I'm looking out to see... Oh, now do a downward strike. Yeah! Oh, I didn't want AIDS to hit me, though. Oh, yeah. Like, you can see the water undulate when he strikes it. It's so cool. This is a good-ass fight. It's hard. It's really, really difficult compared with other fights, especially doing this as under-leveled as I am. This is not supposed to be till the end game. Champion Gundyr is the best reuse of a boss ever. He's definitely no blue smelter demon. He's the real ass Gundyr. The one without the kid's gloves on, the pure, relentless, aggressive one. So he has new moves. You see with the kick, you see a couple of his other moves showing up. He has a new phase. There we go. Oh, oh, ho, ho. We got all of it. Dodged all of it. Fuck. This is... I might still be able to do this, but this is the hard part of the fight anyway. Oh. One shoulder tackle. Ah, it didn't even take a shoulder tackle. The shoulder tackle is what gets me with him. It's what makes him brutal as all hell. Okay, so aggressive as all hell too. Flame Lurker has always been my standard against which I judge the aggressiveness of Souls bosses. This one is the much more aggressive of the two. I think Champion Gundyr is substantially more aggressive than Flame Lurker. Lore-wise, if you recall the Estus ring, it said that the ring was entrusted to a firekeeper who never met her champion. Gundyr's soul will tell us that it belongs to a champion who was too late in accomplishing his goal, and he showed up to a shrine where the fire had already faded. This firekeeper supposedly waited for her champion to show up with the Lords of Cinder to link the fire and continue the Age of Fire, but he never made it, and the world just fell completely to darkness. Oh man. Nope, this is off to a bad start. I know I did the Dancer early, and Osiris too, but of the 3 fights that I'm doing early, Champion Gundyr is by far the hardest one. Oh, wrong timing. Didn't flatten me, so that gives me a chance. His music is incredible. Oh. A little bit less focus on the music, more on the boss. It doesn't help that this is kind of the first time I'm doing this fight properly. I played the Japanese Xbox One version, and when I got to this, I think I was in a hurry to just kind of get through everything, and I wound up summoning, I think, the Uchi man, the Uchi master, and like, co-op always trivializes bosses, but it especially helps here because it gives him an outlet for all of his aggression, something that he can just focus on while you wail away. So this is the first time I'm doing this actually properly one-on-one. This is going well enough. Oh! I didn't know I could stagger him in this phase. Oh. If he charges you and he impales you a little bit with that run animation. Oh my god, he's got Tekken combos! Like, he's got Tekken jumps. The running part of that, the running part, getting hit by that is not that bad. You won't lose that much health. If he hits you with the end where he swings his halberd, that's the part that will destroy you. Oh no, I'm out of Estus. One little mistimed roll. So I want the cleanest phase 1 I can get. And I also want to lay into him in phase 1 so I can get him to crumple. And get those, like, 2 or 3... Ah, shit. The 2 or 3 little, didn't do that much damage, counter hits. The extra bit of damage. Unless it's just free hits. Oop! It's still not bad enough to make me want to use an Estus yet. Now. That is a rare-ass opportunity he just gave me to heal. Usually once you get to the point where you have to pop an Estus, you're on the back foot and he's just chasing you down and never giving you room to breathe or even use that Estus. And it becomes real scary when you get on the back foot against him. That shoulder tackle. It is disgusting how often he hits me with that. It is the one attack that I just have the worst success rate in dodging. It does moral damage to you. Oh, I thought the shoulder tackle. There it is. I got greedy. I don't know about this attempt. I fucked up phase 2 really bad. Now I'm about to have to heal. And is he gonna give me a chance to? That's nice. Oh, fuck. I'm wasting time on my buff, too. And I don't have any more of these left. I just realized I never got him to crumple, so I never got counter hits on him either. It's like wasted damage. It's like 3 or 4 hits worth of bonus damage I just didn't get. Oh, this is a... that's my last Estus. I'm about to have to use if he gives me a chance to. There it is. He's pretty low though. So. Ugh. Oh, shit, yes! These are the touches I need on that shoulder tackle. Yes! Oh. He's gonna start spamming it now. Yes! Oh. That was exhausting. Ooh, we get the Black Knight glaive. It's just sitting there behind it. Like, we could have just picked that up, teleported out, and come back for Gundyr later, but that is not the way I do things. I don't like to leave an area unfinished once I go in for an item, so I just stick it out. I completely lost track of time of how long I was doing that. So let's check that out. We got the Soul of Gundyr. We also got this we didn't check out, I don't think. You went mad trying to... Oh, no, we did. So, Soul of Champion Gundyr. Once a champion came late to the festivities and was greeted by a shrine without fire and a bell that would not toll. The bell awakens the Lords of Cinders and causes them to rise from their graves. And also the Unkindled, the Champions of Ash, who have to hunt the Lords of Cinder down. Gundyr is so fucking aggressive. Like, there's some programmer who's like, should we give Champion Gundyr 1 or 2 seconds of chill? And Miyazaki looks at him sternly and goes, well, according to this item description, Champion Gundyr has no chill. We have to stay true to the lore. And now we get back towards Firelink Shrine. Dark Firelink Shrine, as some people have become fond of calling it. And what do we find here but a ton of Black Knights? A lot of different varieties of them, too. There are Greatsword Black Knights, there are Great Axe Black Knights. For the time being, we're going to leave them alone. Because I want to get into Firelink Shrine and see what is going on in here. who's around. It appears nobody. And instead of there being a bonfire, there is nothing but a coiled sword fragment. A fragment of a coiled sword. Just a fragment. Fragment of the coiled sword of a bonfire which served its purpose long ago. Returns caster to last bonfire used for resting or to the bonfire in Firelink Shrine. It can be used repeatedly. Bonfires are linked to one another irreversibly, retaining their affinity long after their purpose is exhausted. Linked to one another irreversibly. I think there are a couple of different ways you can interpret that and what it says about the time and place that this Firelink Shrine, this Untended Graves, resides in. I don't think it's as concrete as it seems. This is a drop down where Yol used to be, and there is... Oh. That's not right. There should be a couple of ashes here, but... I think that I read that if you are at a certain place in Yol's questline when you get here, or Yuria's questline, then ashes don't spawn here. It's not that big of a deal. Actually, it doesn't really break anything, but I was expecting them to be there. This, where Irina was, is an illusory wall, behind which you find the eyes of a firekeeper on a corpse. A pair of dark eyes, said to be the eyes of the first firekeeper, and the light that was lost by all firekeepers to come. It reveals to the sightless firekeepers things that they should never see. So the eyes are in the same spot as Irina of Karim, who became blind and wanted to be a firekeeper. Also, we find Andre's blacksmith hammer. Otherwise, there's not much to support a link between Irina and the firekeepers, or the first firekeeper, because again, the eyes refer to those being the eyes of the first firekeeper, and Irina couldn't even become one. Metal hammer passed down amongst blacksmiths at the shrine, serves as a strike weapon, but also excels. Okay, there's nothing lore relevant there. So the presence of all these Black Knights makes me think of the Kiln of the First Flame in Dark Souls 1, that location. Just double check and make sure. Thought the ashes were supposed to be here. Maybe. Yeah, maybe the quest thing was right. People have pointed out that the depression in the that the bonfire resides in Firelink Shrine looks like the Lord Vessel a bit.
Well, fancy that. A lost lamb wandereth in, with nary a peep from the bell. Well, thou shouldst my purpose know. What can this old handmaid provide thee?
She is the only one who survives. She sells some interesting items. Or does she? Okay, what's up? What's going on? I came here with a singular purpose. Ring engraved with a portrait of the High Priestess, and Lothric, the High Priestess, has long been considered one of the three pillars of the king's rule. The High Priestess also served as the prince's wet nurse. Emma. The thing that I'm looking for is not here. What is going on? Oh, doing this out of order may have not been the best idea.
To skirt the curse's grasp, tarry not for long. 'Tis dark for now, and not a soul stirs. But remember, fires are known to fade in quiet. Or perhaps thou'rt captive already, like the poor girl. To skirt the curved tarry, 'tis dark, or like...
Coy, sarcastic, and very sinister is this shrine handmaiden, who was also likely one of the firekeepers from the Things Betwixt. She may or may not exist out of time and space. So I checked something out, and it turns out that, yeah, the thing that I came here for, not available yet. In Farron Keep, Hawkwood talked about the Abyss Watchers, the first Lords of Cinder that we're going to go after. I have to go deal with the Abyss Watchers before the thing that I want shows up in her inventory. No Seed of a Giant Tree yet. And no way to open up that cell, the tower cell. And no ladder for the roof. But we can still get up there using this. Our little bit of parkour skills still works. Which is important because it does let us get up onto the rafters of Firelink Shrine. And, hanging a left here, that's where the illusory wall should be. Or is it? Wait, was there right? Or no, it's right across. Is this one? Yeah. Now, interestingly, if we were to drop down, there would be an open chest with no covetous silver serpent ring because we already looted it in our regular hub version of Firelink Shrine. But I think if you don't loot it in a regular Firelink Shrine, I think the covetous silver serpent ring is there, which is a little bit of evidence that this might take place in the future. But again, there's a little bit of evidence to support this, like any theory here, so it's hard to pin down. Past or parallel as well. This corpse is exactly where the master with the Uchigatana was in the Cemetery of Ash. A cursed sword of unknown origin, bearing uncanny streaks on its blade. Attacks also damage its wielder. The sword is not unlike a thing misshapen granted life, but never welcome in this world. In other words, chaos itself. So the master may have been searching out the Chaos Blade. Now, there is one more thing around here that I can pick up. That should be here. But we have to fight a couple of these Black Knights to get to it. I'm not a big fan of where I have to fight this one, but it's not that bad. Oh. Should have been backstab. Just never a big fan of these locations where you're on the edge of something, especially now near a cliff. Because if your sense of space is a little bit off and you roll backwards, you go off the cliff. Ooh. Just barely skirted that. Oh, man. Is that it? Is it death? Yeah. Whoop. At least we have the bonfire from Gundyr. Ooh, a couple of really embarrassing deaths in this episode. I forgot to point out something about the coiled sword fragment, which is now in the quick select bar. It's like the Aged Feather from Dark Souls 2 in that it's an infinite use homeward moan. Okay, so it seems that I am wrong about another item. There is supposed to be an item here that also does not show up until the Abyss Watchers are handled. Which is very odd, because this one is just a corpse with an item on it. So that's going to do it for now. We'll go handle that business next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.